Greetings and welcome to our daily walk through the scripture for August the 19th. Your readings for today find you in Esther 8, 9, and 10, 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 27 through 31, and also the famous 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Also Psalm 37, 1 through 11, and Proverbs chapter 21, verses 23 through 24. Now, as you finish up, I almost said Ruth, Esther, you got to look and see and celebrate the courage that Esther had when it came to carrying out and following really ultimately God's will to save the people of Israel, the Hebrews, and how she chose to go about it. And it's really a pretty tables are turned story. You know, we had the Haman who ended up being hung by his own gallows, but remember, Haman's order was still out there. So really unique way of dealing with it is instead of saying, nope, changing my mind, the king said, tell you what, we're going to keep the order, but I'm going to give the Israelites, they have full ability to retaliate at anybody that attacks them. I mean, it's like it's just this crazy battle here, and obviously Israel comes out on top, but it's really just a fascinating story in Esther of God and how he uses people that don't know him. I mean, Xerxes does not know God at all. He knows Esther, and it's really a pretty cool story on that part. So hopefully you enjoy that. All right, now we can't get to 1 Corinthians 13 and not talk about it. I mean, this is one of the most famous verses in the world. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not arrogant or rude. I mean, we've got all the things, and everybody loves to use the love chapter. So there's a couple things that I want to think about, or want us to think about and consider as we look at this verse. And one of them is what is love? You know, we define love in a lot of different ways. And most of the time, though, love is based on our emotion, how we feel. And yet, if you look at how Scripture uses love more often than not is not based on emotion. It is based on action. It is based on how we do things. Okay? When it says it is patient, well, how do you show patience? It is kind. How do you show kindness? It doesn't envy. It doesn't boast. I mean, these are all external actions. That's why John in his letters says God is love. See, that's how we define love. In the world today, we more often than not, we define love on how it makes us feel, but not just how it makes us feel emotionally, how it makes us feel sexually. That's how we think of love. We think of love as those things and what it does for us. But love is not about us. Love is about everyone else. Love is about how we choose to treat everyone else. That's the reason why Paul says that if I speak in tongues, in other words, if I'm speaking the truth, but I do it in a way that I don't have love, then all I am is just a useless noisemaker. Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? And if I have all the abilities to tell people exactly what's going to happen, which, by the way, as Christians, we do, we know the end of the story, but we don't have love, I'm nothing. See, love is all about how we choose to serve others, how we choose to sacrificially serve others. God is love. How do we know God is love? God defined love for us. How do we know how to respond and act? We base it on how God chose to act. And the best way we have for that is Jesus. How did Jesus act around others and treat others? Did Jesus water down the truth? No. But Jesus always gave the truth in grace. Jesus never shied away from the truth, but Jesus also never shied away from loving people that otherwise would have been uncomfortable. Jesus touched lepers. Jesus loved prostitutes. He showed them the kind of love that they were longing for and searching for. They were looking for physical love. Jesus showed them eternal love. This is how it is. In verse 8, love never ends. We should never stop loving other people. We have to figure out what this means. And Paul says we got to give up our childish ways. We now have to become a man. We now have to become adults. We have to become people that really understand what it means to love others and what sacrificial love really means. And it's not about us. In our consumer society, it's really easy for us to think about what love can do for us, and that is not the case. Instead, what can we do to show love to others? The kind of love that God showed us. All right, there's our thought for the day. We'll talk more next time.